leave out a special wine that helps her open up and discover herself with Space Beth. And when a portion of Morty's psyche asks that Rick keep their video game world on so they can continue to exist, Rick listens and chooses to follow that request.
What's with the jacked up Roy machine? Shouldn't you be taking that to repairs?
Nah, special order. Some rich wants his last game to keep running. Hooked it up to an external battery, we're just supposed to store it.
He has no reason to do this. He got exactly what he wanted out of the game and has nothing to gain from being beholden to a video game character. And yet, he keeps the game running because it's a nice thing to do. It's a small action that has a big impact in the personal universe of someone else. It's what all of these situations in Season 6 have in common. He has nothing to gain, but he's using his godlike powers to actually help his family. Even back in Episode 1, Rick chooses to rescue the Smiths instead of continuing his self-destructive pursuit of Rick Prime.
Could have left you guys. You think the concept of family matters to me? I'm not even your Rick.
And this positive attitude is starting to leak into other parts of the show as well. Throughout the last 5 seasons, Rick has gotten actively annoyed whenever the show gets meta, calling attention to its own narrative in order to play with the concept of how narrative works. That's what the whole Story Train episode was about, a satire on story structure and the in-universe consequences of long-form storytelling. He even has contempt for his own backstory.
You wanna jump the shark? You wanna know my stupid crybaby backstory? Knock yourself out.
And really, Rick's previous hatred for the idea of continuity is just an extension of his nihilism. If you believe that nothing matters, well, canon and lore directly conflict with that belief. But now, after healing and embracing this more optimistic view of the world, Rick suddenly cares about the potential stories that his series can explore. For example, when he's asked about the rift left by last season's finale, he actively defends its existence.
If you'd like, we could patch up your little interdimensional rift, too.
No, leave it. I know how to close that. It's there for a reason. Very canonical.
Normally, that's the sort of thing that would drive him insane. He'd despise the fact that it's there. And yet, when the space dinosaurs sew the rift shut, Rick becomes furious about the apparent loss of potential stories.
It was all canonical, and we could have milked that thing for a whole season. Or like a 3-episode arc at least.
Continuity is slowly starting to matter to him because it anchors him. It grounds him. It gives him something to actually care about. Sure, in the grand scheme it might be meaningless, but to him, it does have meaning. But this sort of investment from characters as powerful as Rick can have some major consequences. In Episode 6, we meet the space dinosaurs, super intelligent beings on par with Rick. These dinosaurs travel the universe to help other species while doing sick ollies.